everybody. Welcome aboard. Happy Monday. It's good to see you all. I hope you're doing well. It's a nice rainy day here in the Boston area. May as well get our customary weather talk out of the way. It's been pouring down rain all day. And what kills me is I had a package show up today. I ordered a new monitor, and we'll talk about that in a second too. A new monitor today, and it is like they delivered it. I got the notification, hey, it's been delivered. And it like almost as soon as that happened, the heavens opened up and it starts pouring down rain. And I was like, oh, that sucks. Thankfully, my wife had just gotten home and was able to take care of it. My wife has taken care of a lot of things for me in the last couple of days. She got the monitor inside, which I can't wait to do this thing, to get this thing set up. I'll tell you all about the setup and what we're doing here in a second. And I also found out this evening that she found my spider. Or she found a spider that was in great resemblance to the one that invaded my desk on Friday. So she said that there was a white spider that came downstairs in the kitchen, and she killed it. The spider's gone. I can only assume it's the same one that was terrorizing me on Friday, scaring the crap out of me and had me looking all over the place to be like, where's he at? Where's he at? Where's he at? By the way, I went back and watched that clip like a dozen times. It got even more hilarious every time I watched it. Air Senny, how you doing? Charter's good to see you. Austin McKinney, or Anakin. Oh, no, you're not Austin. Sorry. Anakin. It's good to see you as well. I'm already a fan. Yeah. Crow 1088, welcome aboard. Kyokin, happy Monday. I live in the area of Beverly. I live on the North Shore. So I live on the North Shore. That's usually as far as I go. If you want to know more than that, I'm sure you can find it. I know there's information out there. But yeah, I fly out of Beverly though. I fly recreationally out of the Beverly airport. What are the odds of me getting a spider visit during my Australia flight? Dude, okay, yeah. So let's talk about that, okay? We're down in the land, we're down in the land down under. We're in the land down under, and freaking spider comes down and like decides he wants to attack. Retard. He didn't really attack. This should not found in Max. Thank you guys for gifting the subs. I really do appreciate it. But if you watch the clip that was taken, okay, so the monitor arm is kind of like here, and you can actually see the damn thing walking down and stop, and it's like he stops, and that's when I notice him, and I'm sitting here like, crap, and I'm like him and I had a little standoff here, and then I'm the one that ran. Like I got up because I'm scared. And then I hit my monitor arm and he jumps and goes under my, and then the rest, you guys see the rest from there. But, yeah, it was, I'm glad to see he's no longer with us. Mr. Goofy Hands, how you doing? I might have gotten some special powers. Yeah, I don't think that's quite how it works. The white ones are probably the ones that eat sow bugs and house centipedes. Yeah, I have no idea. We got the house centipedes downstairs in the basement. They're cool. And you know what? Even the spiders downstairs are cool. Like the only time I'm not cool with the spiders is when they're here in the office or when they're in my bedroom. Everywhere else I can pretty much deal with them in the house. Because I know that they do good stuff. Like we don't get the brown recluses, we don't get the widows and all that. Like we don't really get the bad spiders up here. I've seen some brown recluses up close and personal, and those things are terrifying. I'm such a cutie. Welcome aboard. We're in the JustFlight Piper Aero 3 tonight. B2, good to see you. NASCAR, welcome aboard. Robert57, he is unfortunately dead. It happens. Mr. Goofy Hands, how you doing? Yeah, so what I do for Easter? Somebody asked about Easter. Let's see. We went over to my brother-in-law's house just after, we stopped at a friend's place around noon. They were cooking and getting everything ready. We wanted to, hang out and just kind of shoot the breeze, have a drink. And then from there, we went on to my brother-in-law's place. He had, I think we had 21 total people, 22 including my daughter. So 22 people were at the house, and 8 drank. We're married. 20, that can't be that many. We didn't have that many people. 2, 4, 6, 8, 12. There weren't 21. There were 12 or 13 people. Yeah, that makes more sense. Somebody told me 21 yet. Oh no, that was my other friend. My other friend had 21 people coming over. We had 12 or 13. And we just ate and drank and, had a good time. Sat outside because it was freaking gorgeous outside, man. I took Amalia out for the evening, or at night, and we walked around outside a little bit. And it's one of the first times that she's ever actually been outside. So it was kind of cool. She was having a bit of a rough day. There was certainly a lot going on, a lot of people around and this and that. And I think she was more than happy to escape the confines of the house. So I took her outside and we sat down for a little bit, and then we went and walked around the yard for a little bit. And then my wife later on put these ridiculous bunny ears on her because that's what you do to babies, so that we have plenty of fuel to embarrass her later in life. That's for sure. And then she fell asleep. So that was the progression of Easter for you, as seen by my child. Mr. Stan Chess, how you doing, Stan? It's good to see you, sir. Happy Monday. Anybody else we got? No, we good. So yeah, that was the weekend. It was Saturday. I just kind of chilled out. I beat Mass Effect on Saturday night. That game is I'd beaten that game back in 2007 when it first came out, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. The last 3 hours of Mass Effect is some of the best moments in any video game ever, in my opinion. And I was very happy to see that the last 3 hours of Mass Effect are still some of the best moments in any video game. I really, really enjoy the hell out of that game. And as soon as I beat the game, I installed Mass Effect 2 and started playing that. So we're pretty much going to run right down. We'll do 3. I never actually played 3, so we'll play Mass Effect 3 and then we'll cut it there. I won't do Andromeda because, it wasn't very good from what I understand. Lima Tango Echo, how you doing, my friends? Good to see you. But Get to Pants. Yeah, it's because Get to Pants told me all about it. Yeah, I hear Mass Effect 3 is actually fine. I got kind of caught up in all the crap, like when they were unhappy with it. Awesome, even with the clunky UI and gameplay, dude. It tells such a great story. Like it sets up this very mysterious universe, and then it throws the whole thing on its head in the last 3 hours. And if you haven't experienced it before, if you've never played through Mass Effect, you need to play that game. Don't do the little like animated comic book thing, because you are robbing yourself of a fantastic experience. It's not the best handling game. The shooting mechanics are kind of clunky. Most of the side stuff can just be skipped, honestly. Like I think I beat the game in 22 or 23 hours this time around, and I probably could have done it in like 15 or 16. But it is just such a damn good game. I'm a huge fan. So anyway, we're going to say some thank yous, and then we're going to say some things about what's going on tonight. And then we're going to talk about the flight and what we're doing this evening. So Brad Hassel 14, good to see you. Taker's Minion, welcome aboard. Iowa Scotsman, happy Monday. It's good to see y'all. So we'll say some big thank yous, and then we will go from there. So first of all, we had Client Side 2 with the 6-month subscription tonight. Client Side, thank you very much for your support. Cheers, my friend. It's water tonight, and once again, you are one in a melon. After Client Side 2, we have Kyokin. Kyokin's here for 27 months in a row. I'm only here about the spider. The spider's dead. I'm sorry, Kyokin. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate the 27 months. Cheers. Below Minimum's here for 7 months in total. He says, is this thing working? My Monday night class ends tonight, so no more leaving early. Below Minimum's, I'm glad it worked tonight. Thank you very much, man. Cheers. Max, thanks for gifting a sub to Martini Monsters, and thanks for gifting a sub to Spider Legs. Thank you, Max. I do appreciate it, buddy, if you're still here. Eccentric 4 is here for 2 months. He says, way more than 2 months with you. Got my original username back. I'll be here much more. Cheers. Thank you very much, Eccentric. Cheers to you, my friend. I do appreciate it. Aussie Benny H, who missed the Australia stream, is here for 27 months. He says, holy shiitake mushrooms, butt man. That's twice in a row now, by the way. I think that's 2 streams in a row where somebody said Batman, and I've read it as Buttman. Holy shiitake mushrooms, Buttman. 27 months. Wow, keep up the good work. Thank you very much, Ben. I do appreciate it. Cheers, buddy. This You're Not Found, thanks for gifting a sub to the Spider Lover, a Dead Spider, and Scaredy Cat. That pretty much describes me very well. Cheers, my friend. Thank you very much. And finally, Chili Fry 777's here for 19 months with the Tier 2 sub. Chili Fry, thank you for 19 months, man, and thank you for the Tier 2 sub. I really do appreciate that. The nice thing about the second playthrough of Mass Effect 2 is that because I imported from Mass Effect 1 and because I've already beaten Mass Effect 2, they gave me like all the resources I could ever want. They gave me like 500,000 credits or something crazy. No, so they gave me like 350,000 credits to start with. And then they gave me over 500,000 of each one of the resources. So I don't think I actually have to do any of the planet minigame stuff. And I think I can just skip all that. Honestly, Mass Effect 1, I skipped most of that too. I didn't really do too much exploring, all said and done. How do you get Buttman from Batman? Listen, okay? Don't judge me, all right? Buttman, it brings a whole new connotation to the Batcave. To the Butt Cave, Robin. Let's go. I'm doing well, Brad Hassel. How are you, my friend? Yeah, dude, it's going to make it a lot easier. That's for sure. And the mechanics are so much better. Oh my God. Mass Effect 2 is actually a shooter. Like, it actually plays like a video game as opposed to like a shooting mechanic that they put on top of the Knights of the Old Republic engine, because that's what Mass Effect 1 was. Tech Claw, how you doing, man? I played Mass Effect 2 without playing Mass Effect 1. So so the thing is like you know the story, you know how the whole thing works. But like the pacing and whatnot of Mass Effect 1 was perfect. The gameplay was where that game fell short, but the pacing was fantastic. Like, they tell you this whole thing, they build this thing up, and then a thing happens, you're like, holy crap. And you just sit there. Like, I remember when the big reveal happened in Mass Effect 1 for the very first time, I'm sitting there like, huh. And I had to get up and like walk for a second to contemplate what had just been thrown on you. And then the last 3 hours of that game, it's just a freaking roller coaster, man. It's like off to the races we go, and there's going to be a lot happening. So yeah, there's good times. Yeah, I did totally not, like, mechanic-wise, like I said, not a great game. So we are here tonight. I think we had 130, now we're down to 108, so that tells you how the evening's going to go. We're here tonight. We're flying the JustFlight Piper Arrow 3 in the Benizg livery. Oh, it's the British livery. Oh yeah, G registered as Britain. We're going to be flying the Sky High charter tonight. So we're going to try to fly the Sky High 1 this evening. And see how things can go with it. So we've got a big long briefing to do for Sky High 1. It's probably the only flight that I'm going to do tonight. It's going to be a shorter stream tonight. I got a lot going on this week. But yeah, that's what's going on. So first of all, before I jump into briefing and everything else, I have a new monitor that showed up today. I got a 38-inch ultra wide, and I'm super jazzed about. I'm gonna mount it right here in front of me. Take my 32, put it over here, and I'm redoing the entire setup. I've got a way. I think I've got a really good way to make an ultra wide monitor work for the stream, and it's gonna make things. I think in the long run, it's gonna make things a lot easier for me. Like, I'm gonna have chat right here. I'm gonna have the notifications over here. I'm gonna have the game right here in the middle as well. So I'm very much looking forward to getting that all set up. I have a new video card on the way that is quite the monstrosity and beast, and we'll hopefully it performs very well for us, and some monitor arms and all that good stuff. So that's going to be my Wednesday night. I should fire up an IRL stream here in my office on Wednesday and just run it so you guys can watch me decimate my office and then put the whole thing back together. So we might actually do that. I'll have to think about that. It's gonna be probably a lot of me swearing is what's gonna end up being the problem though. So yeah, so the goal is that by the time we get around on Friday, we got a brand new setup going in here, or a fairly new setup, and everything should be hunky dory. More places to spiders to hide. Yeah, dude, the 38's it's big, man. Like, I should drag the box in here. It's freaking huge, dude. The 38 ultra wide though, so like it's the same height roughly as my current monitor, only it's the same height as the current monitor. It's just it's wider. So there's really no way for me to show you for scale any of that crap. So once I get it set up, I'll post pictures and all that stuff. What are my specs? I have an i7 4700K. I'm running a GTX 1070 with 32 gigs of RAM, a bunch of SSDs, and just a mishmash of monitors currently. Spill the beans on the card. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see when it shows up. We'll see what's going on when it shows up. Yeah. We'll see what happens when it shows up. It's going to be good. Trust me. But yeah, specs are on the page right now. I'll update the specs on after Wednesday once we're all done. Gargoyle, good to see you. Ryu Sakama, Trey, how you doing, my friend? I would watch that. You know what? We'll do it. We'll plan on it for. I'll see how I feel on Wednesday. And if I'm feeling up for it, then I will throw a camera up and we'll do some IRL streaming because it's gonna be a lot of work. Torminator, how you doing, my friend? It's good to see you. And yeah. I watched the Australia stream on YouTube. Australia's 14 hours ahead of us. Absolute beautiful country. Studied there for 6 months. It was a life changer. Best times down under. The ATC stream wasn't the best in the ATC specs. It's all right, man. I think the Australia guys were borrowing a bunch of people, a bunch of like Americans and whatnot for the ATC. I'm not really sure because there were a lot of like non-Australian accents that we were hearing. They did fantastic. Like I'm gonna say they don't get the kind of traffic levels that they were experiencing that night. And those guys did great. I had so much fun with the Australia stream, and I'm definitely would love to do more of that. It's really cool to be able to fly down there and have full coverage in an area that I've never flown before. So it was a good times. Pandas Gremlin, how you doing, my friend? Happy Monday. It's good to see you. So yeah, we're gonna fly Sky High Charters number 1. If you're not familiar with what this is, PilotEdge has, let me make sure there's nothing incriminating showing on here. Nope, we cool. PilotEdge has their training, and they have the CAT ratings, which is so they have the CAT ratings, which are the VFR training stuff, CAT 1 through CAT 11, if I recall. And that's honestly, if you ever want to know how do I get started on PilotEdge, that's how you get started on PilotEdge. You start with the basics. You learn, untowered to untowered. You learn untowered to towered, and you sort of move on from there. After that, you go to the I ratings, and the I ratings are their instrument ratings. So those are meant to introduce you to here's how to fly a vectored ILS approach, or here's how to fly like between two airports. I think that don't even have an instrument approach, something like that. And then you sort of progressively get more difficult from there until you get to the I-11 rating that we did last week, where you're flying a DME arc into a missed approach, canceling your IFR, going into a VFR approach, and returning to the airport that you just did a missed from. And then last year at some point, Keith introduced the Sky High Charters. And so Sky High Charters is meant to be I think they do it almost monthly. They put these scenarios together. So they've got nine sets of scenarios for now. And they're meant to be kind of some more difficult types of flights, but basically an extension of the I ratings to sort of provide a goal and to provide more challenges for aspiring virtual pilots. So what this does for us is gives us more stuff to do on GA Mondays. We'll probably never do any of these on the Friday stream just because they're difficult. Like they're not actually going to be very easy. So I have not done any of these. So we're going to start with Hello Newbie. This is the first of the Sky High ratings. And these are available to anybody who is a subscriber of PilotEdge, who has completed the I ratings. I don't think you have to complete the CAT ratings, but you have to finish all the I ratings. So we'll just figure out what we're doing here. I haven't looked any of this material over aside from like months ago when Keith was talking about this stuff, sort of like giving him like, yeah, okay, that sounds like it's going to be all right. But I haven't done any real thinking about how to fly this thing. So we're going to learn it all together. So this is an indoctrination flight for Sky High Charters. No passengers aboard. It's just you and the check airman. We're going to fly IFR from Torrance to nearby Van Nuys. We're going to get vectors to the ILS Zulu 16 right approach with the published missed approach until passing the Santa Monica VOR. And then we're going to request the LDA Charlie with a circle to 16 left or 34 right. So on the short side of the field. 4,000 for pistons and slow turboprops, 5,000 for turbojets and faster turboprops. So we're going to be in the 4,000 range. SCP T2 tech route shown above is used during normal operations at Torrance when 29 left and right are in use. If Torrance is departing 11 and right, they swap to the other one. Tech routes, yada, yada, yada. Yeah, tech routes serve multiple airports. So Hawthorne and Torrance share the same tech routes to Van Nuys. Tech routes do not include the initial routing you get from the runway to the route. Leave some room in your notepad when copying the clearance out to Torrance. Do not accept any shortcuts from ATC prior to the Santa Monica VOR once in the air. We want you to fly the initially cleared route. So we have to fly all the way to the Santa Monica VOR, based on the route that we've been given, and we have to then fly the entire published missed approach for the ILS Zulu 16 right. Okay, so there's a lot to take in right there. So first of all, things that we need to think about. There's video briefs and all sorts of other stuff for people that want to go further. We don't need this stuff. Like, you can go if you're not the most familiar with IFR flying on the network or IFR flying in general, like, you can continue on and basically see the whole thing being flown. KY Camaro, it's good to see you, buddy. Anybody else? Captain Canada, how you doing, my friend? It's good to see you. Old Fly Guy, welcome aboard. No GPS allowed. There's nothing that says that you can't use a GPS, but we're not going to use the GPS today. We're going to fly this. We're going to fly this as if our GPS was broken, because that makes it more fun and more interesting. Even using a GPS solution would apparently require more planning, because there'll be radials and stuff that we have to intercept. But it's going to be easier to just fly this straight off the radials. So we need to file a flight plan from Torrance to Van Nuys. That's the first thing that we have to do. So to do that, we need to look up the tech routes for Torrance to Van Nuys. He has provided us with the tech routes here, but I'm going to walk you guys through the steps that you would do to find these on your own. So Torrance to Van Nuys, we're in a slow piston airplane. So we're going to go to my flight route. These are all in like they're all listed somewhere in like the AFCAD, or it's not actually the AFCAD, but the chart supplement or whatever. What is the thing called? I don't even know. There's a manual where all these things are going to be listed. However, our good friend at myflightroute.com has put together a tool where we can search for the tech routes. So we're leaving from Torrance, so KTOA, and we're flying it up to Van Nuys, KVNY. So tech routes are broken down by, the altitudes are broken down by these codes, Q, P, M, and J. So you pick your classification, and then you file the route based on the classification. So we are a Q, so a non-jet, cruising at 190 knots or 189 knots or less. Then there's P, which is non-jet at 190 knots or less, turboprops, and jet-powered. And I think that, I'm not sure if all turboprops fall under this, but yeah, I don't know. If you when in doubt, just file whatever. But we're going to file the Q route. So we come down here and we see these 4 tech routes that are listed. Now, these are the routes that are taking us from Torrance to Van Nuys. There are 4 of them listed because there are different notes for each one of these. The first one here, the coastal Papa 5, is when Torrance is departing runway 11 and LAX is operating to the east. So that tells me the next thing I need to do is figure out in which direction are both LAX and Torrance going. So let's go to SkyVector. Let's look at the winds. Los Angeles is 240 at Niner, which means they're operating west. And Torrance is 280 at 10, which means they are operating runway 29 right. So they're operating in a standard configuration. All right. So 29 right and then operating west. So that's not this one. Torrance departing runway 11, LAX operating west. That's not that one. And that's for the P's and Q's. This is for the J's and the M's. If Torrance is operating runway 11 to the and LAX is operating to the west. And then this, lo and behold, is the southern. I don't even know what SCT stands for. The skip to 2, used when Torrance is departing runway 29er. So we're going to be departing runway 29er. LAX is operating to the west. So this is us right here. So this says JM50 PQ40. All right. Well, JM50 means that if you are a jet or a turboprop or special, you're going to fly at 5,000 feet. If you are a non-jet, no matter what your cruise is, you're going to fly at 4,000 feet. And the route tonight is the Santa Monica VOR, the Santa Monica 316 or 317 radial to the Kanawha intersection. We'll talk about that more in just a second. All right, so first thing we can do is file this route now. So we know we're going to fly this SCTP2 route, and we're going to fly it at 4,000 feet. So let's go to PilotEdge, and we're going to file a flight plan. We're going to be in IFR tonight, and we're flying with the Sky High 717 call sign. So Sky is a thing that PilotEdge has set up for themselves. We're in a P-28R. We're going to be filing Slant Alpha tonight. Ooh, do we have a DME? Oh. We don't even have a DME, do we? So we're actually we're filing Slant Uniform because we're not going to use the GPS. And we don't have a DME this evening. So Or do we? Nope, that's might be. Nope, never mind. We have DME. Great. We're slaying alpha. Actually, that makes things a lot easier. All right, so we are slaying alpha this evening. We're going to be flying a flight airspeed of about 140 knots. We're flying out of Torrance, KTOA. We're flying to Van Nuys, KVNY. KVNY. We're going 4,000 feet, and we're just going to paste that in right there, the SCTP2 tech route. File that. Okay, so let's grab this route here, SMO to this radial to Kanawha, and pop this into SkyVector. So we're going to go KTOA. And I would do this if I were doing this in the real world, I'd do it in 4-flight. They're in the AFD. There you go. If I do it in the real world, I'd do it in 4-flight, but we're not doing the real world. So we're going to do this on the SkyVectors so I can show you guys. And I'm going to pull up. So you put the flight plan in here, you get ... and a couple of things. It doesn't really tell us too much other than, hey, we're flying directly over Los Angeles. So what I want to do here is pull up the TAC chart. TAC chart gives us not the TAC chart, the world load chart, because this will give us a much better view of kind of what's going on here. It will also tell us how we can identify Kanawha. So we know that we're going to fly to the Santa Monica VOR. Boom. And then we know that we're going to continue north to the Kanawha intersection on the 317 radial. Boom. The Kanawha intersection is identified by looking for, in this, either a DME or a crossing radial. So the chart will tell us that, the chart will not tell us how far away it is, actually. There's no airway going up there. So I can tell you that it's 14 nautical miles, so about 14 DME for Kanawha, just based on what SkyVector is telling us. But if you wanted to properly identify it, you'd want to punch in the Van Nuys, the Van Nuys VOR, and you'd want to grab the 255 radial off of Van Nuys. So we're looking for this Victor 326 crossing. That's how we identify Kanawha. So we know that we're going to fly off the Santa Monica VOR at 317, and we're going to look for a crossing radial at the Van Nuys VOR at 255. Great. We're not going to be end up flying most of that. We're going to get probably vectors or something for this approach. Okay, so that's the route that we're going to fly. So the next thing we need to care about is the approach that we're going to fly. We're going to fly the ILS Zulu 16 right into the published mist approach. Actually, we're flying 2 approaches tonight, but that's the first one. So the ILS Zulu runway 16 right into the full published mist. So let's go to Van Nuys and let's grab the ILS 16 right Zulu. Actually, we'll just open that up big here. Nice and big here, full screen. So we can then figure out what's going on. So here's what I'm looking for. I'm looking at this chart. The first thing I'm looking for is, okay, I know that I'm coming from Kanawha, which is over here. I'm looking for feeder routes that get me onto this approach. Is there a feeder route from Kanawha? If there was a feeder route from Kanawha, which there isn't, we could assume that's probably where we're going to get our ILS clearance from. Be a good chance of it. In the real world, it's always going to be vectors. Always going to be vectors. But we could assume that probably would be where we would go. That's not the case. So we're going to get vectors. All right. So 111.3, we've got 164 on the heading here, or the course, I should say. And I'm looking at these points, and all of these points are identified by a DME number off the Van Nuys VOR. So that tells me this localizer probably doesn't have a DME. There's, I think, a way to tell you on the chart if it does, but I don't remember it off the top of my head. So we're going to be flying this in. We're going to be identifying these points, not by crossing radials or anything like that, but we're going to identify them by the DME off of the Van Nuys VOR. So 15.4, 11.4, 7.4, and down from there. Okay, so we're going to take that all the way down then. We'll intercept our final approach fix at 3,800 or above at the furry intersection. That's good. 7.4 DME, and take it in from there. There's no sort of trickery and whatnot going on with this approach. It's a fairly straightforward and benign approach. We'll not look at that part just yet. And this will take us all the way down to minimums of 300 feet AGL or 1,095 feet MSL. So at 1,095 feet, no runway in sight, go around. Guaranteed this time. The missed approach procedure is why this is actually being flown. Holy cow. All right. So there's 2 ways that we're going to get the missed approach procedure. First of all, you have down here. Okay, so this is going to, we'll read what the arrows are telling us, and then we'll go upstairs here, and we'll check the actual text and see if we're right or not. All right, so fly runway heading cross the Van Nuys 1.5 DME below 1,750 feet. Make a left turn to intercept the Van Nuys 152 VOR, the 152 radial, ostensibly outbound, because that's the way that we're going. Proceed to the Hervey intersection, identified by Van Nuys 8 DME, and then proceed straight. Or proceed direct, I should say, to the Santa Monica VOR. So Hervey, identified by Van Nuys 8, and then proceed direct to the Santa Monica VOR. Depart Santa Monica on the 267 radial and fly that out to intercept the Ventura 087 radial. Holy crap, dude. Oh, no, sorry. It's the same radial. The 267 from Santa Monica and the Ventura 087 to hold at the Ventura VOR. Okay. Runway heading, Van Nuys 1.5, below 1,750 feet, climb to 4,600 feet, left turn to the Van Nuys 152 radial, proceed to the Hervey intersection identified by the Van Nuys 8 radial, proceed direct Santa Monica, make a right turn on the 267 radial outbound, also the 087 radial inbound to Ventura, and then hold at Ventura. Missed approach. Climbed across the Van Nuys 1.5 DME south of the Van Nuys VOR DME at or below 1,750 feet. Then a climbing left turn to 4,600 feet on the Van Nuys VOR DME 152 radial to the Hervey intersection identified by Van Nuys VOR DME 8. Direct Santa Monica, VOR DME, and then on the Santa Monica DME, or Santa Monica VOR DME radial 267, and then on to the Ventura VOR DME 087 to hold at the Ventura VOR DME. When you get to Ventura, you're going to be holding northwest of the VOR using left turns on the 311 radial. So inbound 131, outbound 311. That's a crazy, crazy missed approach. All right. So to fly that approach, we're going to want to tune into the Van Nuys VOR 113.1. We're going to have that. I'm going to have that up in, oh man. I'm going to have that up on, can I get that on nav 2? I might have to not have, I'll have to tune in. Okay. I'll have to tune in the VOR frequency in my DME, and then I'll have that frequency up on nav 2. So we're going to have Van Nuys on nav 2 pretty much the whole time for this flight. Okay. So we're going to keep that tuned in. We're going to have that dialed into the 152 radial so that we can then climb to 1.5 DME and then make a left turn and intercept that radial outbound below 1,750 feet. Fly that out. We're going to quickly change over then to the Santa Monica VOR on nav 1. So as soon as we get to DME 8 here, then we're going to start navigating off of nav 1, and we're going to go direct to the Santa Monica VOR. As we approach the Santa Monica VOR, we're going to then switch to heading hold, and then we're going to make a right turn onto the 267 radial off of Santa Monica VOR. I will then queue up Ventura as well on my nav 2, and then we'll plan to make the changeover at some point. I have no idea what the distance is between those two VORs. We can figure that out in the air. Okay, so that's that approach. So that's I've got a good idea of what to do now with that. The next thing I care about is the second approach. So once we fly that, we have to fly that all the way to, let's see here, published mist until crossing the Santa Monica VOR. And then once we're outbound Santa Monica, we're going to ask for the LDA Charlie with a circle to 16 left or 34 right, the shorter of the two runways. Okay, so let's come back to Van Nuys. Let's go Van Nuys. Let's go Van Nuys. Let's grab the LDA Charlie approach. And let's brief this as well. Okay, so this is, again, the first thing I'm looking for, every time I look at one of these charts, the first thing I say is, where am I at? Where am I going? And what's going to connect me to the route? So in this case, I know that I'm flying the Santa Monica outbound to Ventura. These lines should be connected. Right? Oh, yeah, right. Because that's not to scale. I got you. Never mind. That part is not to scale. So we know that we, like, in the worst case scenario, okay, we fly this all the way out to the Ventura VOR, And then we take a right turn and we fly 14 and a half miles off the Ventura VOR back in to intercept the LDA. Okay. More than likely, what's going to happen though is that we are going to get vectored onto the final here for the LDA. So we're going to tune into 109.5, which is the Burbank localizer. We're going to fly. We're flying the ILS approach into Burbank, and then we're ending it at Buddy. That's actually kind of funny. I'm like, this looks awfully familiar, and it's actually because it's the Burbank ILS. Okay. So yeah, that's fine. So we're gonna fly that back in, and we're gonna take it down to circling minimum. So circling minimum. So first of all, we're gonna identify this. Let's see here. How the hell do we identify Buddy? Oh, we identify Buddy with a crossing radial. No kidding. So we can identify Buddy by the crossing radial. So the 164 off of Van Nuys. Wow, that's a pain in the ass too. So 079 coming in. We're going to identify Buddy as the crossing radial. And then we're going to then dip down to our minimums of 1,500 feet or less. And then circle our way around to 16 right here. Probably on the east side of the field. Retard. We will make you fly all the way to Ventura. Thank you, Goldsy. I appreciate that. This you're not found. Thanks for giving the sub to Goldsy, man. I appreciate it. Cheers, buddy. So this is actually a pretty straightforward approach. We're gonna fly, we're gonna fly that localizer and then dip it down and then continue from there. Silex, like this is all pretty easy. So I'm not too concerned about this. So yeah, that's our flight tonight. This is gonna be a pain in the ass. So that being said, there we go. Let me get 4-flight set up here. So we use Sky Vector and whatnot here, but I'm actually going to use 4-flight down here to fly this thing. So, and we're going to use the autopilot and everything else tonight too, because I'm not a masochist. I may be an idiot, but I'm not a masochist. So KTOA, and to the Santa Monica VOR and the KVNY Yeah. We're going to 4,000 feet. Boop. Canog. Nope. Canog. And then KVNY. Good. And procedure. Nope. Actually, we're not going to do that there. We're not going to add a procedure. We'll go to the plates page. Get rid of those. Add plates. Torrents. Airport diagram. Excuse me. Add plate. Van Nuys. We want the ILS Zulu 16 right, and we want the LDA Charlie approach. Oh, I also want the airport diagram. Good. So that's that. Listening to all of that has me totally lost. Well, yeah, everything in the mist does not happen as fast as it looks on the chart. It's gonna be a little slower than you think. Cospot, how you doing? Goldie, good to see you. Anybody else I miss here? I do apologize. Griggsy 800, welcome aboard. I'm planning on opening a beer the moment you go missed. That's a good call. So let's get this sucker loaded up. All right, so that's doors. Apparently there's fake planes out there, because why not? Auto fuel switch is fine. That's good. That's good. Actually, let's come back in here. I don't like their reflections, so we're going to turn those off. It's fine. That's the autopilot. What does the autopilot get me? The autopilot gets me, oh, good. Heading mode. So we can, oh no, I can get nav mode on here. Okay. I don't have, I do not have vertical, but I've got heading control. Okay. That's something at least. This is probably the wrong plane to choose for this. Let's do fuel. We'll just top the tanks off. We'll top the tanks off. We'll hit the refuel button. Good. Weight and balance. We got 2 people. Oh, captain's a little. Nope. Never mind. Dan Clow has deemed it so that I cannot. Oh, wait. No, that's the fuel tanks. Yeah. Okay. There we go. We'll assume our examiner's maybe a little bit on the lighter side. Yep. Okay. That's fantastic. Good. All right, so that's fine. We got full tanks. That's good. Don't care about those. That battery or something. Uh-oh. What'd I do? No. Oh, no, it started the plane. Off! Don't need the checklist. Don't need the flight computer. I don't need that either. You don't need any of that. Take the chocks away. All right. Let's fire this sucker up and we'll go flying. What I do need, however, are prop and mixture. Nope. All right, so that's got to be mixture. That's going to be prop. Good. Done and done. Throttle works. Okay, so let's, how to start your Piper aircraft. Turn the batteries and the alternator on. Turn on the fuel pump. Turn on the anti-collision, the rotating beacon, sorry. We probably want to give it 2 shots of primer. Where's the primer at? There's no primer, apparently. There's no way this thing is fuel injected. I guess we'll assume that it is. What is that? Oh. Alright, so we're on the right tank. Freezing up here. Alright, so let's go mixture full. Well, no, if it's fuel injected. Yeah, there's no carb heat on here, so it must be fuel injected. Okay, we'll crack the throttle. We'll open that up. I can't remember. I don't know actually know how to start one of these fuel injected, so we'll just leave that on. Probably full. That's good there. Thank you for purchasing your... Oh. We did it, Reddit. Okay, that's on. That's good. We got fuel pressure. Well, of course we got fuel pressure. Where's my oil pressure at? Oil pressure, oil temp. Fantastic. Why is the battery drawing? That's fine, I'm sure. All right, so I have not flown this plane in a very long time. Avionics are on here somewhere. Fuel pump, landing light, beacon light, anti-collision light, yada yada. Avionics master switch. Has anybody seen it? No. That's fan. Oh boy. Oh, maybe there isn't one. Ah, crap. There isn't one. Okay, I got it. Perfect.
Retard.
Oh, crap. Sorry. Just thanks for gifting the sub. Just not found. Sorry about that. Cheers. Yeah, sorry about that. I had a brain fart. All right. It happens. Okay, ground here is going to be 120.9er. And tower on the south side is 24.0. Down there, that's on comm 1, auto, comm 1, comm 2. ATIS is 25.6.
Touring.
903. Arriving and departing runway 29er left, 29er right. Visual approaches in use. Read back all runway assignments and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact that you have information hotel.
Hotel.
Torrance Zambrini Airport. H is information India. 0048 Zulu. Wind 300 at 7. Visibility 10. 2,800 scattered. Temperature 19R. Dew point 11. Altimeter 299er2. Arriving and departing runways 29er left, 29er right. Visual approaches in use. Read back all runway assignments and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact. You have information India.
We have India. We had hotel, now we have India. Okay, we're Sky High 717. We are on Sky High 1. Is it 1 or 0? I guess Sky High 1, yeah. And, yeah, our IFR clearance to Van Nuys. Sky, good evening. Sky High 717 on the Sky High 1 IFR clearance Van Nuys, please.
Sky High 717 Torrance ground. Good evening. Clear to the Van Nuys Airport on departure. Fly runway heading. Intercept the Los Angeles 170 radial to the Limbo intersection. That's Lima India Mike Bravo Oscar. Victor 64. Santa Monica 125 radial. Santa Monica VOR. Then as filed. Maintain 3,000. Expect 4,000 5 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 134.9er, squawk 2305.
Go to Van Nuys Airport, runway heading, intercept the LAX 170 radial to Limbo. Victor 64, the Santa Monica 125 radial, Santa Monica, as filed. 3,000 departure, 4,000 within 5, departure 134.9er, squawk 2305, Sky High 717.
Sky 717, read back, record CTI.
You as well. Happy Monday.
Thanks, man.
What you watching?
You.
Hi, Colty. Oh, man. So we got more work to do. All right. So we'll bring our handy dandy airport diagram up here, our load chart here. So on departure, runway heading to intercept a Los Angeles 170 down to Limbo. So that's this guy right here. Ah, that's this guy right here. Victor 64 to Limbo. Okay. And then we're taking that to the Santa Monica 125 radial, not the 123, but 125. So it's close to Wilma, but not quite. It'll be a little bit before Wilma.
5 Mike Whiskey on clearance.
Oh, God. I thought you were going out tonight, Max. And then we're flying Santa Monica.
Kilo Sierra Bravo Delta.
Is that a different? Maybe that's somebody else taking this call. I don't know. 5 Mike Whiskey wouldn't be Max. That's ex-girlfriend or ex-wife. Who dat? Oh, he's got a. Oh, he's in his SF50. He's got a fan. I like that. Cute. All right. So we need to tune in to the Los Angeles VOR. We'll do that on nav 1 here. LAX VOR 113.6. 0.6. Boom. Retard. Victor 64 takes us along Seal Beach, so 115.7. We'll put that in nav 2. And then after that comes Santa Monica VOR. And Santa Monica is 110.8. Boom. Boom. We know the initial course. We want to intercept the LAX 170 radial. So 170. Oh, dear God. 170 outbound. Good. So we want to make sure we see the from indication here. We should be turning left to intercept that, not right, but left. I'm going to put Limbo in here. Insert before Santa Monica, Limbo. Bring this up for a second. Before Santa Monica. It's going to be close to Wilma. Gotcha. Yeah. Amtrak Man, thanks for 4 months of support. I really do appreciate it. Love the streams. Keep it up. Cheers, my friend. Thank you very much. Puff MTD, how you doing? JTNGV, good to see you, Justin. Steaks, welcome aboard. Yeah, I threw me for a loop too, Colty. Is the controller out of Starbucks? That's a good question. Why does this tech route not require the goofy left turn at limbo or to limbo? It did, because the tech route is this is oh, sorry, you asked. So this tech route is a generic tech route used by both Hawthorne and Torrance. Okay, so let's get
Radio check. 555.
Let's get some stuff set up here. I want to get some views going. That's a good 3 view. This down here. That's a good 2 view. So we can see everything. Actually, we need to be able to see DME though. We need to see the whole. Oops. We need to see the whole panel. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, LAXVO identified. We've got the 170 punched in there. It's good, it's good, it's good, it's good. I think that, I want to make sure. Nope, there it is. I have a button to sync up the DG. Okay, I'm gonna use the little boys room and we're gonna go fly this thing, so I'll be right back. All right. This plane is a bathroom. That's right. Nerd Bark, good to see you. N90R 77 Flyer, welcome aboard. Okay. Brakes off, move forward. Check, good. Let's make our way over to Echo. This is all non-movement area, so we'll be still good. What's up, squawk code 2305. That's set. Let's do landing lights, speedo static. Everything else looking good. Torrance ground, sky high 717s at Echo with India for taxi, please.
35, 300 whiskey. San Bernardino ground, runway 24, taxi by Alpha.
Star Yokai, good to see you. I sound so much different on PE audio. Yeah.
Sky 717, Torrance Scotty, call up a taxi.
Affirmative. We're at Echo with India for taxi, please.
Sky 717, runway 29 right, taxi via Alpha Juliet.
29 right, Alpha Juliet, Sky High 717. Something keeps popping. Not sure if it's one of the sounds of the plane or what. Clear left. Clear right. Alright, Alpha all the way down to Juliet. We cool. Apparently it's take your kid to work in the control tower. I like it. Better than Netflix day. Sometimes you'll get Netflix day when it's a really slow day on PilotEdge. And that can be a little annoying. Oh, does this thing not have a head? Okay, no, it does have a heading bug. Good. I was gonna say, if this thing doesn't have a heading bug, like, we're screwed. I picked the total wrong plane. Just got a new PC game and we'll get X-Plane 11. Sweet! X-Plane 11's good stuff, man. It's been dead on ZLA all night. Good deal. All the kids are on spring break, right? Or finishing up finals and crap. Bananagram, good to see it. Voice isolation is broken again. Oh, that sucks, man. It was broken the other night, too. Keith thought that he had a fix for it, but such is life, I guess. You know what? We're going to make it more daytime. Yeah, now we can see. It's so depressing when that sun's down like that. We'll do trimming all that stuff once we get up here. A little low on gas, but that's okay. So we got plenty. 4 hours. If we're up here for more than 4 hours, we got problems. Okay, tower, the departure's 34.9er. Bring ourselves off here in the run-up area for a second. All right, let's pull park brake. And to the trim. It's good. Props full, mixture full. Right side. Back up. Left side. Back up. RPM's down. And a recover. Manifold pressure changes. And a recover. Oil pressure is down. And a recover. Do we have a vacuum? Where's the vacuum? Could be a vacuum pump in here somewhere, right? Or an indicator. It's gallons per hour. Fuel. Ah, whatever. Oh, yeah, there it is. There's my suction. Suction is doing suction things. Okay. Pull it back to idle. Good. Bring her up a touch. Fuel pump comes on. Still got fuel pressure, all that. Good. Check. How do you control the plane with a now joystick magic plane? Not sure what you're talking about. Oh, you're talking about like the yoke not being there? I don't like the yokes there. They get in the way. Torrance Tower, good evening. Sky High 717, holding short 29 right.
Sky 717, Torrance Tower, 29 right, clear for takeoff. Wind is 3007.
Clear for takeoff, 29 right, Sky High 717. Okay, lights are set. In camera is set. That's good. That's 34.9er. It's good. And action. We got the trim we checked. Flaps are fine. That's good. All right, let's go flying. Clear to the right. Clear to the left. On departure, runway heading to intercept the 170 radial off of LAX, and then we take that down to limbo. Limbo is 15 DME. Let's go flying. 3,000 feet. Sync my Here we go. Casement screen, airspeed's alive. Holy cow.
Over across the runway with you, San Bernardino Tower, and way 24 clear for takeoff, showing course.
Okay. Gear up.
Alright, let's keep showing course. Number 5, Mike, Whiskey, John Mike, Grand Strike West, stand by. You welcome, calling.
Alright, get ourselves about 90 knots or so.
Number 187, Austin Grand Strike West.
Alright.
Number 413,
Gear up,
Charlie,
lights
10
are out.
approach, good.
Flaps we didn't put down. Bring the power back to 25 on the manifold pressure. There we go. Up we go.
413, Charlie, maintain VFR, squawk 5757.
There's a hidden click spot in here somewhere. I think it's an altitude hold.
413, Charlie, maintain VFR, squawk 5757.
We can man it up though and fly it by hand for a bit.
Sky 717, contact departure.
Departure 717. So SoCal departure, sky high 717, 1,600, climbing 3,000.
Sky high 717, SoCal departure, radar contact, climb maintain 4,000.
I maintain 4,000, sky high 717. Okay.
November 5, Mike Whiskey, clear to the San Bernardino Airport after departure, flight heading 175.
So I went there.
Seal Beach.
Gets me DME.
Sector 8, Paradise, direct. Maintain 5,000, expect 6,000.
So we're going to watch for movement on this needle here.
Departure
Just keep flying this heading.
21, squawk 4076.
Pipo logo where the switches are. The Piper logo.
You're back right, accept squawk 4076.
Piper logo where the
Mike Whiskey
switches
back
over
right.
here. I don't know. V1 and VR don't apply to us. Well, VR does, but V1, we don't have two engines, so there is no VR or V1 speed. So V1 is only for single engine or dual engine planes. V1 is basically the point of no return. This is the point where we can no longer stop on this runway. So we must continue. Next to the AP Select.
November 1187.
Yeah, right there, right?
Wayne Airport. Cathedral 1 departure. Palm
There's no
Springs,
Piper logo down there.
388 D-Way. Homeland.
Nothing there.
KTOA
Nothing there.
Arrival. Maintain 7,000. Expect 12,000. 5 minutes after departure.
Fly by hand for now.
Departure frequency 12.
He's a little louder than I'd like.
0.7 squawk 6543.
Above the word nav. Oh! I got you right there. Thank you. Alright, there's heading mode. So then that should give us an old hold mode, right? Yes.
187, back correct.
Okay.
5 Mike Whiskey, Jelly ground away 20 right.
Let's get 2,500 squared.
Cross right 20 left.
Okay, 4,000 feet. Needle's still waiting for that to come in. Pull the mixture back. Oh, that's the prop. Pull that mixture back. Watch EGT here. Doesn't work this fast. Well, not in our 182, I should say. 182 takes forever to actually be able to lean it out properly. Watch for a peak. There's the peak.
Northwest of Santa Barbara Airport, Santa Barbara altimeter 2991, say altitude.
Okay, there's our turn. A little late on the turn, but it's all right.
To the Van Nuys Airport, S5, climb maintain 7,000.
Okay, we'll turn back into the VOR a little bit here. It's a crazy turn coming in here. Holy cow.
Pop that bigger shuttle breath.
All right, so we've got a nice 30 degree intercept going here. That's fine. Get ourselves turned back in. Watch for movement on that needle here. Once the center's up, we're going to go 170.
Bonanza 908 Papa Squawk 3274.
Here it comes. So start turning into it. So we go 160. We're going to use the autopilot tonight just because it makes it easier.
Contact 19 miles east.
There'll be plenty of hand flying here at some point soon, trust me.
The bigger shuttle altimeter is through direction at 29 or 9 or 6.
All right, I need 251 inbound now into Seal Beach. So let's put this on 251.
Around Papa, advise you head to the airport in sight.
251 inbound though, so I'm going to put it behind me.
And I can pick up that one VFR target to your 10 to 11 o'clock at 8 miles southbound, 3700 indicated, but no bridge to be climbing.
251's right there. Okay, so we'll see that needle center up, and we'll start making our left turn then towards the Seal Beach VOR. Okay, we can turn the fuel pump off now. We'll leave all the lights and all that stuff on. Otherwise, we're looking good. Great. Dr. Jerome, good to see you.
Number 71 kilo.
Pat Dog, welcome aboard Azul Aviation. Happy Monday.
Flight plan off, follow 48.
What else we miss here? Apologize. My view is too high. Dude, that's the story of my life, Kyokin. Okay, so that's starting to come in now. We're ready to make our left turn here in a second.
Number 71 kilo, Habit, stand by, on request.
We're a little bit left of course here, but I'm fine with that. Barely even 1 dot deflection. These needles suck, dude. Holy cow. Got some IMC coming up as well. All right, let's make our big left turn. So left turn to about 071 or so. We'll fly this needle then. So while that's coming in, I'm now going to tune into Santa Monica up here, 110.8. So 110.8, and we're going to be looking for the 125 radial inbound. So 125 radial inbound, which means I want to put the 125 behind me. All right, 125 right there, because the 125 points away from the VOR. Okay. So we're a little bit right of course. Let's go left a touch. We're trying to get this needle centered up. Here we can cheat and use the VOR to tell us where Seal Beach is. Or use the GPS to tell us where Seal Beach is. Help us just I don't want to have to identify put a DME frequency and all that crap in here.
For 71 kilo, say approach request.
So we're good there. Oh, yeah. Putting along. No big damn hurry.
Fine, Mike Whiskey, John 1 Tower, 120, right, clear and take off, 12006.
Yeah, most dual engine airplanes can climb and land on one engine. Those that can't have other issues. Dude Flyer, good to see you. We're in the JustFlight Piper Arrow 3. Exclamation point plane, you can get a link to it. Pat Dog, all's very well with the family, man. We had a good Easter yesterday with my wife's family. And yeah, baby had some struggles yesterday, but it's all right though.
Stand by 1 second. Number 71 kilo, clear to San Luis Obispo Airport. On departure, fly.
We're just cruising along tonight.
Runway heading.
The hard part comes when we leave Van Nuys. So once we're flying inbound to Santa Monica, I'll start going through all the stuff to get Van Nuys up and running. We'll have to grab the weather up there as well. And then we'll basically just step through it one piece at a time.
Sky High 717, SoCal approach 128.1.
281, Sky High 717.
5 Mike Whiskey, SoCal approach.
SoCal approach, Sky High 717, 4000.
Number 1187, Palm Springs ground with 31 left, taxi by Whiskey Alpha.
Okay. So I'm just watching the GPS. Tell me when I get to Seal Beach.
17, SoCal approach, showing altimeter 29R2.
902. Watch when I get to Seal Beach. Actually, no, we need to cross. Crap. We're not going to Seal Beach. We're looking for this crossing radial right here. When this thing starts to move, we're going to turn left. That would have been bad if we went all the way to Seal Beach. Would have failed it right there. Glad I noticed that. All right, here comes the movement. About half deflection, we'll start the turn. Actually, we'll do three-quarter deflection here. So let's make our turn now to 315-ish, or 305-ish. Yeah, 125 inbound is 305. That would have been really bad. We would have failed it right then and there if I had not noticed that error in my judgment. It's okay, though. We survived. All right, so let's turn just a little bit here, turn into this.
Charlie VFR traffic to your 3 o'clock, 4 miles, same direction, 5500 indicated, type unknown.
Okay.
5 Mike Whiskey, clear direct Seal Beach.
Direct Seal Beach, 5 Mike Whiskey.
Get our intercept going here. We're just about intercepted.
717, contact, SoCal approach 134.9er.
34.9er, 717. SoCal approach, Sky High 717, 4000. Okay, that's coming in ever so slowly. So we'll start making another turn here in a second.
17, SoCal approach, the altimeter 29R2.
902. Okay. Let's get ourselves turned in a little bit direct here. That's good. We'll grab the Van Nuys we'll grab the Van Nuys weather now. So their ATIS is 2755. $27.55.
3, altimeter 29er, arriving and departing runways 16 left, 16 right. Visual approaches in use. Read backhaul runway assignments and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact. You have information Papa.
Papa.
Van Nuys Airport. ATIS information Papa. 00515 1250 between 220 and 300 at 7. Visibility 10. 7,000 scattered. Temperature 27. Dew point 3. Altimeter 29er.
Yep.
Arriving and departing runways 16
Got that?
16 right.
Okay, so what's next? Next up is to fly to Santa Monica, and then we need to identify the KVNY intersection off of Van Nuys. Van Nuys is going to be, and Van Nuys actually is going to be tuned in for quite some time now. So 113.1, we're going to put into nav 2. That's the Van Nuys VOR. And that's going to be the 255 radial. So 255 we'll put in here. So that'll tell us when we get to KVNY. Right there. And we're also going to put Van Nuys VOR into our DME frequency as well. So, or not. Sucks. Really? Oh, no, there we go. So Van Nuys VOR. 13-1. Okay, 22 DME. There we go. All right, so we got our DME up. We're good to go. Turn a little bit here because we're just off to the right. I can see Santa Monica up there, like basically fly the VOR, VFR. So you're kind of like you're sort of flying like a bastardized version of the mini route here. Only you're flying at 4,000 instead of 2,500, or the Surfa or whatever you like. We're flying the special flight rules area too. We're flying a little bit above that. Dogs 3447. Good to see you, buddy. My Easter weekend was pretty good, dude. 420 is not really my kind of holiday, but Easter was fine. Jojo Bear, welcome aboard. Anybody have the JustFlight Archer 3 for the FSX? For some reason the TAS and cruise is way slower than indicated on the performance charts. You should be getting about 120 to 125 in most conditions in that plane. Jay Barrett, how you doing, my friend? My wife got the Spider. My wife took care of the Spider for us. Cosmic, good to see you. Papa Fob, good to see you, man. How you doing, buddy? Haven't seen you for a while. T-Craft, welcome aboard. If you're just tuning in, we're flying the Sky High Charters 1. The first Sky High charter out of on PilotEdge here, so I'm doing my best to. Yeah, I'm doing my best here. We're paying extra close attention is what I'm basically what I'm saying. Because I want to pass the test, Mom. Okay, after the Santa Monica VOR, we want to have the ILS ready to go. So let's grab the plate. Actually, let's do a full approach briefing for this. It's going to get faster in a second. So we're going to fly the ILS Zulu 16 right approach. We're going to tune to 111.3. We'll get that down here in nav 2. 111.3 is checked. And we're going to fly a final approach course of 164. We're expecting vectors for this ILS approach. Van Nuys Tower be 118.3. We already have the ATIS code. We're flying at the final approach intercept. It's at 3,800 feet. We're going to fly it down to minimums today. Minimums will be identified by 1,095 feet. At 1,095 feet, we'll execute the missed approach. The missed approach is fly runway heading to 1.5 DME below 1,750 feet. Left turn to intercept the Van Nuys 152 radial.
Santa Monica, fly heading 310, vectors to Kennewick.
310 after Santa Monica, 717.
Vision 5 Mike Whiskey. Traffic, 9 o'clock, mile and a half. Southeast bound, 6,100, indicate half unknown.
Fly that, and then we will figure out the rest of it from there in the air. Okay.
Correct.
So, push for planning purposes, Sky High 717 be requesting the ILS Zulu 16 right into Van Nuys.
Sky 717, I have your request for this.
Okay, so we're not flying a radial out here. We're flying 310 in the heading. That's fine. Space Data, thank you very much for the spider bits. Appreciate it, dude. Thank you.
413 Charlie.
Wait for our crossing here.
Approach public go up 2994.
Excuse me. Inhaled some water. AP heading, it's more difficult to multitask in a flight sim. AP is law will fix it. Yeah. Dr. Drumba, I like it. I approve. John Fezza, how you doing? I usually fly in heading mode on the AP, or I even fly in nav mode in a lot of cases. This plane has a heading mode. I can put it into a nav mode if I want to. Just for the purposes of streaming and all that stuff, I like to run the autopilot because it means that there's more chance for interactivity with chat and whatnot. In the real world, I tend to fly mostly by hand. The autopilot just pisses me off. I tried running the autopilot on my way to White Plains several weeks ago, and it was worse than flying it by hand. Like the plane wouldn't. It's a single axis autopilot, so it only holds heading mode. You got to sit there and you got to trim out for your altitude and whatnot. It's just not worth it. All right, here comes the full deflection. We're gonna hold this heading. We're gonna wait for the flip here in a second. We're gonna wait for the flip here in a second. There it goes. So heading 310 now. We've been assigned. All right, 310, 4,000 feet. We're good.
For 3 Golf Dinner Whiskey, maintain the VFR, squawk 5632.
We're all set.
Vision 5, Mike Whiskey, count up to approach 135.4.
All right, so let's get the VOR tuned up here, or the localizer, I'm sorry. So 111.3, KVNY is identified, and 164 is the course. So tune this up to 164. 64. There we go. Okay, everything else is looking good, except for the fuel situation.
Sky 717, count up to approach 134.2.
34-2, Sky High 717.
For 3 Golf Dinner Whiskey, radar contact 4 miles east of San Bernardino Airport, Ontario altimeter 29R1.
And we have Papa.
Aircraft type, navigation suffix, and any other information pertinent to your
Wolfie, good to see you. Will the system run X-Plane 11 at high settings? 1080p, AMD Ryzen 7 series, 16 gigs of memory, RX 590 should be fine. High settings is a misnomer. Like it will run the sim. Fire up the demo if you want to give it a shot.
Dinner Whiskey, Roger, and you want to pick up an IFR clearance to Burbank?
Be his, good to see you. I almost ran into a mountain last time I simmed into Van Nuys. Oops.
For 353 Dinner Whiskey, Roger, are you able to maintain your own altitude and obstruction clearance from your terrain and obstruction clearance from your present altitude up to...
We're just going to let him finish his thought, and then I'll chime in with my check-in.
For 353 Dinner Whiskey,
we're pretty low priority.
To the Burbank Airport via proceed direct Paradise.
He's going to have a full readback to do.
Van Nuys, direct, climb maintain 6,000.
When he says readback correct, we can call in.
For 5 Mike, with the circle approach, Ontario altimeter is 299R1. Clear for the ILS from way 6 approach into San Bernardino information Delta's current.
SoCal approach, Sky High 717, 4,000. We got Papa. Okay, field's over there.
717, SoCal approach, altimeter 299R0. Expect the ILS Zulu, runway 16 right approach, climb maintain 5,000.
Okay, 90, we'll go to 5,000. We'll expect that 717. Okay, 90 on the altimeter. Let's turn our fake heading mode off. Add some power. Pull back, go to 5,000. Okay, up we go. Let's go. Oops. Keep trimming her out there. Rare that you have to climb to execute an approach. But just for terrain obstruction and all that stuff, they have to get us up here. I'll hold here again. Our fake altitude hold. And right there it is. All right, let's go back again in the power, 2,500. Lean her out again.
Sky 717, flying 340 vectors to final.
340 vectors, Sky 717. 340. Sync with the DG again. Okay, looking good. All right, we've got the ILS frequency tuned in. We're on vectors to final. We got everything else punched in there. We'll get Van Nuys Tower queued up, 19.3. 17.3. And the next frequency we need off of this radio is 110.8, which is Santa Monica, which is tuned up. So we've got our DME over here tuned to 13.1. That's Van Nuys. We've got our nav 2 tuned up to 13.1. That's also Van Nuys. We've got Van Nuys here. We're going to be on the 152 radial off of Van Nuys.
Whiskey, you're not supposed to be turning yet. I'm supposed to give you the
So let's set that.
I need you to maintain 4,000 and fly heading about 280.
152. It's right there. Good. So on the missed approach, we're going to climb runway heading 1.5 DME, no more than 1750 feet at 1.5 DME. We're going to intercept this radial down here. And we're going to fly that up to 4,600 feet and take that out to 8 DME. Piece of cake. Space Daddy, how you doing, my friend? Happy Monday. How much of a difference will a 590 be compared to a 2060? I think it's about the same, honestly. But I honestly don't know what the 590 does for performance. But I think they're pretty similar. Does thread performance vary between different companies that build GTX RTXs? Is that even a question? That's a good question, honestly. The thread performance does not differ. What differs is the cooling that they put on the chip itself, which allows them to, in a lot of cases, overclock the chip higher. So the more cooling, the better die and whatnot, the better quality die they put on those chips, the higher they can overclock them, the more stable they can get, and the more money they end up charging for them. So that's what it usually comes down to with the different manufacturers. That's a good question, though, honestly.
First 712, Kilo, send over departure rate of contact. Leaving at 3,000, cleared at Morro Bay, cross Morro Bay, at or above 4,000, cleared ILS, runway 11 approach.
God, they gotta fly us way out here for this ILS. We are not going especially fast. 130 over the ground. This thing should be able to do better than that. What is the temp? Outside air temperature is about 19 Celsius. So
717 DFR traffic to your 1 o'clock, 2.5 miles southbound, 4,000 indicated high foot, no appears to be turning towards the east.
Look for traffic. It's Sky High 717. Okay, out here somewhere.
Mike Whiskey, fly heading 140. Could be a left turn.
All right, negative on that traffic. We'll keep an eye out for it though. 19 Celsius. We'll come down here, our little computer. 19 Celsius, that's 1, 2, 3. It's going to be right there. We are 5,000 feet, so let's line the 5 up with the plus 19. The 5 up with the plus 19, about right there. So we're doing, 135 true, okay. 135 true with about 5 knot headwinds.
Approach Cardinal 413 Charlie 7000.
She ain't very quick, the Arrow. That's for sure. Ian, we're not using NDI yet. We'll talk. You and I can talk about it some more on Wednesday if you'd like. Once I actually like proof of concept and get it working, I'll walk you through everything because I think you're going to be pretty up on it. I was just doing a test tonight to make sure the NDI would work. So if I were to come over here to this sort, actually no, NDI is not running right now, so never mind. Yeah, I'll talk to you about it on Wednesday, Ian. Happy Monday, by the way. The RAM, that's right. The type of RAM they throw in there can differ as well. Yeah. So the type of RAM, the cooling and all that. Honestly, most of the cards are pretty similar between manufacturers. Steve Shallett, good to see you, my friend. Happy Monday. Am I overclocking? I'm not really an overclocker now. I tend to just run everything at stock. Like I have the turbo on my CPU here set to like 4.6, I think. Which gets a little bit more oomph out of it, or 4.7, I think. But any higher than 4.7, and I was getting blue screens. I was getting blue screens when I was video editing. So, yeah. T-Craft, how you doing, my friend? JustFlight should make a normally aspirated Arrow 4 to go along with this one. I don't even know what the difference would be. This is the normally aspirated Arrow. The normally aspirated Arrow 3, I believe. We're doing pretty good, too. This is the only flight we're doing tonight, but I think it's going to be like, it's a pretty good long flight. We got a lot. We still got quite a bit ahead of us here. Haven't even started flying the approach yet. Haven't even, you know, done the mist or anything. So, yeah, we still got a bit of time left. We've been in the air for about an hour now. I'm a little worried about the fuel situation, if I could be honest. I don't think we're going to go through 4 hours of gas, but I think this thing might be burning a little bit higher than advertised. Gee, what is our fuel flow right now? Oh, no. Oh, yes. 12 gallons per hour. I was planning for 10. I thought I topped off the tanks, but apparently it didn't take.
17 VFR traffic to your 2 o'clock, 4.5 miles, southwestbound, 6,000 indicated type unknown.
Insight, Sky High 717. He's right there. Just cruising along, waiting for my vector to final. Yeah. What I would normally do in the real world is back this up here, so go flight plan menu,
maintain 5,000.
delete,
5,000 forward 3 Charlie.
back, push you in. And I've spent so much time editing videos for 5 Mike Whiskey that every time I hear that call sign, like I commit it to memory. Like, okay, what do I? Oh no, that's not me this time. Because like when I was editing his videos, I had to listen for his call sign to know like when should I leave this in? All right. So we just load those. That'll at least give me a line on the GPS. Tells me something. Sky high and narrow, like your idea of a charter flight. Yeah, buddy. Well, this is just the check ride, man. We'll do the charters and other planes, but yeah, this is just the check ride today. Got checked out in my plane yesterday. Flew her home today. Oh, dude, that's awesome. T-Craft, what did you get, Dan? The stabulator looks messed up. Yeah, there's something wrong with it.
717, flying 030.
030, Sky High 717. There's something buggered up with the trim tab. Like, I don't think the trim tab is modeled properly at all. Because that's incorrect. And our trim is definitely not 3, like it's only halfway down, so yeah. Dude. Cat. The cat is something else tonight.
17 is 3 miles from Janap, heading 125, 125, heading maintain 5,000 till established, clear ILS, Zulu and 16 right approach.
125, 5,000 till established, crude ILS, Zulu 16 right approach, Sky 717. And be advised, Sky 717 is planning a missed approach with a full approach procedure past Santa Monica.
Roger.
Okay, 120, or 125, I should say. That'll get us on the intercepts. We're watching these 2 needles to come in. Once we get the intercept going, I'll take the autopilot off, fly it by hand. We're flying it down to 1,095 feet. So let's start flying the inbound leg there. $64 or so.
Before 1-3, try the airport, just one
okay, here we go.
13 miles
We're established inbound.
Inside 1-3 Chuck.
We'll just grab the, I'm just going to wait and grab the glide slope. I could right now go down to 4,900 feet, and then at 11.4 DME I could go down to 3,800, or I can just wait for the glide slope and take it down. I'd prefer to just sit high and take the glide slope down whenever possible. Like, there's no reason to dive and drive. Was there an update I missed on the air? I just downloaded it today. Like, I just downloaded this thing today, so I don't think so. You can post a link, Wolfie, yes.
Pilot 187, maintain 220 knots. Then descend to maintain 8,000.
Okay, runway heading, DME 1.5, 1,750 feet or less. That's the probably the hardest part of the whole thing is that initial jump. Yeah, just be advised, I can't click any links right now. That ain't gonna work.
Sky 717 VFR traffic on the localizer 12 o'clock, 3 miles southbound, 4,100 indicate type unknown.
Insight, Sky High 717.
Sky 717 additional VFR traffic just ahead and to the right of that traffic and about 3 miles. And northwestbound to 4,400 type unknown up in Nevada.
Also in sight. Okay, they're both there. They're passing off to the right. All right, here it comes. My airplane. Extra full. Final approach intercept is 3,800 feet. That's when we put the flaps and the gear down. So our best to keep that needle centered. Still a little bit to the right, so let's turn it to the left here. A little bit on the high. There we go. Grab our needle. Looking good there. Here comes the final approach intercept. Pull the power back, get the speed down. This is the part where it gets a little dicey. Gear down. First notch flaps.
I was testing at my alpha and it was up with the IVE already. For 5 Mike, go see Roger. Do you think you did good enough to pass?
Ouch.
That was a question. Do you think you did good enough to pass them?
All right, coming right a little bit here. Try to chase that.
A pass,
try to chase that lateral needle. There we go. So it's about 170 or so.
It was a learning experience. When you were vectored for the localizer, that was a vector to expect. That was vectors across the localizer, so it wasn't a vector to actually join it. You just fly that heading so I can think you sequence it back around. The intention was that you join a pair.
A little bit below the glide slope, so get the nose up just a touch.
But because we missed that, we had to vector you to final. So you weren't supposed to join a localizer until you're specifically instructed to join a localizer.
Still a little bit low. That nose up. There we go. Get the lateral centered. Get the vertical centered here in a second. There it is.
All right, I'll go ahead and give you a pass on it. Everything else is okay, but that's a big thing for next time, so make sure you really watch for that.
About 170 on the heading, it looks like.
Yeah, no problem.
There we go.
413 Charlie, Contact Nice Tower.
Yeah, Nice Tower, what's the Charlie today?
Sky 717, Contact Nice Tower.
Tower 717.
We're just 71 kilo established on final.
Van Nuys Tower, Sky High 717 ILS 19 right, planning, or 16 right, sorry, planning this approach.
Sky 717, Van Nuys Tower, runway 16 straight. Continue, the wind is 2507.
Continue 16 right, Sky High 717.
Tower Cardinal 413 Charlie, 45 entry for the right downwind 16.
Keep that needle centered. Looking good. Feeling good.
Cardinal 413 Charlie, Van Nuys Tower, traffic on a...
I wish it was this easy in the real world sometimes.
Right,
it's been nice and smooth on this.
600 port site.
All right, look for the traffic.
All right, it's 2,500. We've got 1,500 to go.
Sky 717 traffic on the 45 for the right down for 16 right is a Cardinal out of 2,100.
Looking, Sky 717. Okay. If we were to do a final approach checklist, gear down 3 green. We got the first notch flaps down. That's good. We're looking for traffic on that 45, which I do not see.
Push 71 kilo contact tower at Dobra.
It's fine.
71 kilo,
Let's keep the scan going. 1,000 to go.
712 project back circle runway 29 right, then tower at over. For 413 Charlie, that traffic's going to be ahead and to your right, about 2.5 miles opposite directions and arrow 2000 on the final for 16 strike.
Still looking 13 Charlie.
13 Charlie, if you can't extend her down, I'll call your turn.
Extend it down when you call return 13 Charlie.
All right.
Plus 187, contact circle approach.
500 above.
8.1.
$400.
Plus 187, circle approach. Government altimeter 2992.
As we get closer, the ILS gets more sensitive. 300.
Right, so to maintain 5,000.
So we need smaller corrections.
And plus 187, flight
200 above.
Correction 290.
100 above.
413 Charlie, go ahead and turn your base.
Turning base 13 Charlie.
There it is. Minimum's missed. Okay, positive rate. Gear up. Runway heading now to 1.5 DME below 1,750 feet. Van Nuys Tower, sky high 717 going around.
Sky 717, roger. 413 Charlie, previous traffic no factor, runway 16 strike, clear to land.
Roger, clear to land 16 right, 13 Charlie, thank you.
Sky 717, contact, so departure 134.2.
34-2, sky 717.
Plus 187 VFR traffic to your 1 2 o'clock and 5 miles southwestbound, 600 indicated, type unknown.
Okay, below 1,750 till 1.5 DME.
Saratoga 3539 whiskey, contact circle approach 134.2.
It's 1.4. 1750, 1.5. Left turn to intercept the radial. Up to 4,600 feet.
Approach shortly 359 whiskey, level 6,000.
3539 whiskey, circle approach, rig altimeter 290.
Wait for the bottom needle to come in now.
The visual approach runway 15.
Expect visual 15 to have information, Romeo 359 whiskey.
SoCal departure, sky high 717, missed approach 16 right. Climbing through 2,000.
X-ray Alpha Charlie, Alpha Mike, San Luis Tower, make straight in for runway 29, report a 3 mile final.
Okay, so centering this needle up, climbing to 4,600.
Sky 717, SoCal departure, radar contact. Exceed the missed approach procedure as published, same attention.
This approach procedure is published. We're going to fly to Santa Monica VOR, then we're going to fly the LDA Charlie back into Van Nuys, sky 717.
Sky 717, roger.
Okay, fly direct to Santa Monica now. Up to 4,600.
Vectors through the localizer, present heading is set to maintain 3,000.
Okay, gear up, lights are out. Let's bring our flaps in. We're going to help our climb speed here fairly significantly.
Stop the field for left down, runway 29.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That helps a lot. That's why we use checklists.
Plus 187, flight heading 170.
Let's sync the heading bug up. Turn the autopilot on now. Let's get me heading mode on. Go back to being able to take a break here for a second. Climbing through 3,000 for 4,600. Chief, we're climbing on the bottom radial to Van... Oh, yeah, right. I screwed this up. We're taking this to Van Nuys 8, so 8 DME, and then we're flying direct to Santa Monica. That was the tricky part. The 152 radial out to DME 8, and then to Santa Monica VOR. So Santa Monica tuned in here.
12 o'clock now, 900 miles port.
Crap. Tuned in down here, Santa Monica VOR.
Clear official approach, runway 20 right, contact tower 126.8.
And there is no radio. We'll cross DME 8 and then we'll go inbound. So we're at 5.3 right now. 5.5 climbing for 4,600. Great. We're centered back up.
For 3539 with you, expecting the visual for 15, but did you have an approach request?
Let's still fly IMC here, so let's fly for the ILS.
Okay, there's 4,000. We got 600 to go. And there's 6 DME now.
Well, that's 1187, Tower 1 Tower 120.
2 miles to go.
180 5, Christian 3539 with you for the ILS right approach.
Johnny Karcher, good to see you, my friend. Co-spot, hope you opened up that beer, my friend. that was your cue. All right, 4,600 is what we're going for. $4,600 coming up right there.
Sky 717, can I circle approach 134.9?
34.9er, Sky 717. Okay, coming up on 8 DME here.
With 39er Whiskey, flighting 265 vectors to final.
There we go, so let's go direct to Santa Monica.
471 kilo, runway 29er clear to land.
Alright, so let's turn in here to about 170 or so. Circle approach, sky high 717, 4,600 missed approach.
X-ray Alpha Charlie, Alpha, Mike, same position.
Okay, that's all centered up. We're flying direct to Santa Monica now. Once we cross the Santa Monica VOR, we're going to make a right turn to the 26 course off the Santa Monica VOR and make our way down towards Ventura.
That's Mike, Roger.
And then we'll brief the LDA Charlie back into Van Nuys.
Follow. Correction. Traffic behind is going to be on about a 3-mile file now.
Oh my gosh.
Should be no factor.
This is intense, man. This is crazy. I'm having a good time with it, though. I haven't done this kind of flying for a while. I don't think I've done this kind of flying really since my instrument rating. Like the IA ratings and whatnot were tough, but like this, there's a lot that just happened right there. And like this is so invaluable for like currency and everything else. Like it's huge.
2-mile final for 29ers of Skyhawk catches. That we know factor number 2, clear to land. Sky 717, so got departure altimeter 29R1.
91. Okay, 2 miles from Santa Monica. We'll turn right ever so slightly here to get ourselves lined up. It's getting a... Was that for me? Lex 2039, how you doing?
For 348 with Tango.
I did the Sky High one of this plane as well. I like the scenario the best. Yeah, this is pretty good. Okay, so we're getting here pretty close. Let's go 267 on the radial. 267. And we'll go ahead and start turning into that. So turn into that, turn towards 267. And by the time we finish the turn, we should be outbound on the radial.
348 with Tango, stand by.
In fact, we might fly just a little bit past it. Our pop back to 2500. Our mixture back.
348 with Tango, cleared out of Los Angeles, Bravo airspace. Fly runway heading. Maintain VFR N3, attrition at or below 3000. Until advised, departure frequency 125.2, squawk 3530.
Okay, let's keep it just a little bit left here. Turn into that VOR.
Right, was Tango back correct. Flight 187, taxi to land by Bravo Nesting. Sky 717, you want to go all the way to Ventura, or you want to get vectors to some other point on the approach?
Sky 717 like to request vectors LDA Charlie Circle 166 left Van Nuys.
Sky 717, after flighting 310, vectors to Silex.
310 vector Silex, Sky 717. Okay, so that's that done. Let's LDA Charlie approach now into Van Nuys. We're going to tune into the localizer for Burbank at 109.5.
Chef, shall I Mike Permanent, clear to land runway 29er.
And the final approach course here is going to be 079er.
Sky 717, didn't hear readback on that. Maintain 4,000, heading 310, vector Silex, expect the LDA Charlie. Approach circle runway 16 left.
4,000, 310, and we'll expect that Sky High 717.
Sky 717, kind of SoCal approach 134.2.
34-2, Sky 717. Okay, let's take that off down to 4,000 feet.
71 kilo taxi ran by out. Chef, Charlie Alpha Mike taxi ran by Ed.
So, Sky High 717. Can you say it again the frequency, please? Sorry.
Sky 717, 134.2, 34.2.
34-2, thank you.
Yep.
SoCal approach, Sky High 717, 4,300 descending, 4,000, 310 assigned.
Sky 717, SoCal approach, Rubic altimeter 29990.
90. Ooh, ooh, hello. That was maybe a bit aggressive. Okay, back to this. Okay, so 109.5, tuned up. 079 inbound, also set. 079 set, yep. So we're going to expect to intercept here around Silex intersection. That's what he's vectoring us towards right now. Silex will cross at or above 3,400 feet. We will descend down from there. Do they want us to fly the full approach? We'll have to verify if they want us to fly the procedure turn or not. I think it's just going to give me vectors to final. Let's hope for that.
Sky 717, do you want to do the hold?
Negative. We don't need a whole Sky High 717.
Sky 717, right, flight 300.
300 Sky High 717. I don't think we need the hold. I do not recall reading that. Yeah, it just says LDA Charlie. Nope, nothing says we have to have the hold, so that's fine. All right, so we're going to intercept 079 inbound, take that down to 1,500 feet, identify at the Buddy intersection. That'll be at the outer marker, so we're going to want the marker up.
Whiskey, fly heading
marker is up. And then we will then circle to 16 left. Easy. Cool. Yeah, I know 4 flights up. I still hadn't finished briefing the approach at that point. But we are done briefing now. All right, 164. 164 identifies. So 164 will identify the Buddy intersection, the outer marker. PPL check rides on Saturday, starting my IR in June. Dude, that's awesome, man. Congratulations. You would do just fine. I'm going to tell you the piece of advice that the DPE told me on my check ride for both my PPL and my instrument rating. He says to me, you are already a pilot. Your instructor has deemed you fit to be a pilot. All I'm doing is checking his work. That dude is awesome. But you'll be fine, man. Good luck. Don't psych yourself out. Get plenty of sleep. You know the drill.
717 to maintain 3,600.
3,600 Sky High 717. All right, you off. Nose her down a little bit here. 3,600 for the intercept. I'm guessing Van Nuys Tower will be next at 19.3.
Earth 300 Whiskey, set to maintain 4,000.
Check, check. $3,600 still going. Still going. Altitude hold now. Cool. All right, 109.5, 079er. We're looking good. We have identified the Burbank VOR, or Burbank localizer, sorry. For my solo, back in the day, instructor got out and said, okay, do that pilot shiz. Nice. Nick Gressel, welcome back. Yeah, dude, it was a great line. Like that line right there sealed it that I was going back to him for my instrument rating. And I'll go back to him for my commercial, and I'll go back to him for my CFI. Like, I don't care. I don't care what the schedules and whatnot look like. Like, that's the dude I'm going to use for all my stuff.
Sky 717, flighting 060, join the localizer.
060, join the localizer, Sky High 717.
Sky 717 is 2 miles from Southwest, heading 060, maintain 3,600 until established on the localizer, clear to LDA Charlie. Approach, expect circle runway 16 left.
Okay, 3,600 cleared LDA Charlie approach, 16 left. We'll expect, yeah, Sky 717. LDA Charlie circle 16 left, not expect. Dude, you can already see I'm getting frazzled. You turn me through the localizer a bit here, that's fine.
Sky 717, looks like you make on the localizer there, advise a heading of 100 to rejoin.
Okay, 100 to rejoin, Sky 717.
For 357 risky traffic, 1 o'clock, 8 miles, opposite directions, an arrow, 3,700.
Okay, put you back on. That gets me Van Nuys again, so 6.1, we can then start our way down to minimums.
For 340, West Tango Valley Tower, with T5 left, clear for takeoff, wind is...
Okay, my airplane.
011.
079er. 3,600. So at 6.1 DME, we can make our way down to 1,500 feet. Let's go maxed. Pull the power back. A little bit light of course. There's 6.1 DME. Pull the power back now. 6.1, we can go down to 1,500 feet. Woohoo! Not quite that fast though. Let's bring the gear down. 1 notch flaps. About 500 feet per minute is what we're looking for here.
Sky 717, Van Nuys Tower.
Van Nuys Tower, 717. A little bit of power. Van Nuys Tower, Sky High 717, LDA Charlie approach.
Sky 717, Van Nuys Tower, circle east, correction west field for a left down, runway 16 left, clear to land.
Circle west for a left downwind, 16 land, clear to land, 16 left, Sky 717. Okay, so we're going to stay on this side of the field.
Good 348, let's take a minute contact, kind of forgot departure.
Let's just get the rate of descent going a little bit quicker here. We want to get to 1,500 for the circle.
For 348, let's take a departure. Cancel out discretion, actually flight heading.
So we're on the ILS technically for Burbank, which is what's kind of weird about this. I've actually never flown this approach before. It's kind of cool. So you fly the ILS for Burbank and you get off early. That's what she said. Come on, we had to have one of those tonight. Dive. 1,000 to go. Okay, gear, flaps to go.
For 348, was it leaving Bravo airspace, cancel altitude restriction from outside Bravo airspace. Hey, was Tango for 0 navigation.
500 to go. Just dive her down. We'll pretend we get the field here in a second. Obviously, we have the field right now, but... Okay, we'll break her off at the circle. Actually, we'll get a little closer. Okay, we'll break it off now. Start the circle. Above 1,500. Below 1,600 or so.
Sky 717, wind 2507.
Sky 717. 250 at 7. Crosswind there. Let's keep the runway in sight. Okay, get the runway made.
For 3539 Whiskey,
Not
flight
descend.
050. Who else is calling for IFR to Avalon?
All right. Gear down 3 green. Flaps are out. Runway's made.
For 3539 Whiskey is miles from Silex, heading 050, maintain 4000 until established localizer clear ILS, see the runway 8 approach.
You wouldn't fly this in real life. Oh, I ran out of... Got a little slow. Ran out of elevator completely. Whoops.
Retard.
We'll park at the east side, Sky 717.
Sky 717, taxi ramp by Bravo Monitor Ground.
Right at Monitor Ground, Sky 717. Oops. Let's head down here to Clay Lacey Aviation. Not going all the way to Signature. We'll take the one that's closest, damn it. Isn't this similar to the Piper Air?
It's past the Sky 1 rating. You might want to take that landing gear at the maintenance shop.
Yeah, Sky 717. Thanks, man. Somebody took my rudder or my elevator away.
Retard.
Oh man, I felt myself getting slow on the turn, and then I was like, "All right, just add a touch of power." And I was thinking to myself, "Okay, I'll just add a touch of power, and pull the rudder back or elevator back a little bit. I'll be fine." So I went to add the touch of power. I pulled the elevator back and realized I was already back at the stops. Dude, that was good. That was pretty good. That was a lot more challenging than I was anticipating.
445 X-ray Sierra cleared to Avalon Airport on departure, flight heading 175 at vectors Seal Beach. Correction, vectors to
2 Zulu Mike, thank you for 13 months, man. I appreciate it. By the book, soft landing. Everybody walks away.
5 minutes after departure.
Thanks, my friend. Cheers to you. King of the North, thanks for 12 months. Long time since I made it to the stream. Sky High suits you well. I agree, dude. I think it's good stuff. Thank you guys both for your support. Cheers. I appreciate it. Mr. Chow, how you doing? Piper, Alex, welcome aboard. GG Ghost, good to see you. Al Dog, good to see you. Yeah, they're very similar to Warriors. Warriors and Cherokees and like they're kind of all in the same. They're kind of all the same. All right, PilotEdge disconnect. Pull power brake here. Let's just go watch the replay. See that train wreck of a landing.
Retard.
Oh, for the rest of the flight to go so well and then to land like that, like that's flight simming for you right there. That's all flight simming. Mr. Goofy Hands, thanks for your support, man, and welcome to the Beer of the Month Club. Cheers, my friend. Is this how you get sweaty in flight sims? Dude, it's 100% how you get sweaty in flight sims. I'm feeling it. Nick Gressler flies the Warrior. I used to fly the Warrior. Now we got an Archer. I was supposed to take the Archer up tomorrow, but it's looking like soupy IMC, and I'm not going to fly that. I don't want to fly the untested Archer in IMC, so Oh, yeah, right there. Oh, my gosh. Ugh. Oh, man. That hurt from here. Like, it was a pretty good circling approach, all things considered. Until about this spot right here when I pulled the power. There's where the lift went. I don't know. I've done worse in real life. Done far worse in real life. Coast Pilot, thank you for the bits, my friend. I appreciate it. Big learning experience, great stuff. I'm glad you enjoyed, man. Cheers, buddy. Yeah, tonight was fun. This is what GA Mondays is supposed to be about, with these kinds of flights. That's why I wanted to do these things. Yeah, you can see right there, I should have put more power in. Power, 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 power. I can hear my instructor yelling at me right now. All right, folks. That was a good time. Archer, Warrior, Arrow. It's Warrior, Archer, Arrow. In terms of, like, complexity and speed and all that. Yeah, Warrior, Archer, and then the Arrow. Arrow being the fastest of the bunch. And then like, there's the Piper 235 and all that, too. But nobody really flies that. All right. We survived. Trying to land on the Corsair on the deck. Yeah, buddy. Who is... So we're just doing the one flight tonight. That's all I got in me. It's 10:30 anyway, so this actually went a lot longer than I was anticipating. Also what she said. So let's see who else is live. Who we can go hang out with. Keith might be streaming. Keith has been live for these Monday nights, right? So also Dave. Dave is still going, really? I have to go say hi to Dave, I think. Cole Trog is going. Bill Ferrelli's going. We'll go say hi to Dave, and once Dave is done, while you're saying hi to Dave, go say hi to both Bill and Cole Trog.